Welcome to high school football on Western New York Athletics. After some major technical difficulties, we're going to bring you the game via audio only between Cheektowaga, the home team, and Iroquois. It's been a great start to Iroquois. They're already up 25-0 with 11:06 to play here in the second quarter. I'm Stu Boyer along with John Simon. Been all Iroquois. Cheektowaga's fumbled twice. Let me give you a quick recap of the Iroquois scoring, and we'll bring John in here. So, Iroquois started off a 48-yard touchdown pass. Trey Kleitz, to Blake Nolan. 48-yard touchdown pass. Nolan had a 13-yard touchdown run. And then Cheektowaga fumbled. Iroquois sacked quarterback Javon Jenkins. Kleitz threw a 7-yard pass to Tyler Berry on 4th and goal from the 7-yard line. Then Iroquois forced a punt. And on Iroquois' first play of the second quarter, another 48-yard pass, a great throw from Kleitz to Jonathan Boole. And that's where we stand, 25-0. John, it's very fair to say it's been all Iroquois.
Yeah, absolutely, Stu. And just an impressive showing from the Chiefs right now as we get the second 11 play from Cheektowaga. It's a run up the middle of the field there for Cameron Warburton. But, yeah, no, Iroquois is showing a really impressive game right now. They're coming off of a 12-0 shutout win over West Seneca East. Obviously a strong defensive performance. Now they're putting up some points here against, a very good Cheektowaga team.
So it's 3rd down and 12 for Cheektowaga at their own 35-yard line. 3rd and 7 for the Warriors. Jenkins hands it off, and very little gain there going up the middle was Warburton. He's stopped, and that'll bring up another 4th down. Going back deep for Iroquois is Kendall Mariacker, as Cheektowaga will punt it away again. The Warriors have shot themselves in the foot at least twice with 2 fumbles that Iroquois took advantage of, and now they'll have to punt the football away.
And that last play was just a great tackle by senior linebacker Ryan Current, laying a big hit there on Jenkins, who's a big body to take down.
So Cheektowaga looks like they're going for it, but now we get a whistle and a timeout called by Iroquois. That had all the makings of one of those pooch punts. Yeah. As the deep men for Iroquois kind of moved up when they saw the formation, and it wasn't punt formation. So it's a great April night, feels like an October night for football on the beautiful Gerald J. Hickson Field here at Cheektowaga. The officials for tonight's game, Paul Gagliardi is the referee. Umpire is Craig Donnelly. Line judge is Bob Dorfin, and linesman is Bob Dorfin, and the line judge is Dave Sobis. So the Warriors in a big hole here as they will punt it away. On 4th and 7, Mariacker goes back deep. Kendall Mariacker, nephew of Bills Hall of Famer Thurman Thomas.
Yeah, and he's got some of the athleticism passed down from Thurman as well, according to their head coach.
The punt is short. It'll bounce at about the 45-yard line, roll into the Iroquois end of the field, and it'll be downed at about the 46-yard line where the Chiefs' offense, which has been on fire, will come back out onto the field. It's 25-0, Iroquois, and we're already running out of words. We're in the second quarter. They've been that good.
Yeah, and this is a very veteran, led group Iroquois has, Stu. A lot of seniors and a lot of 3-4-year starters on this team, and that includes quarterback Trey Kleitz. Look to him. Tyler Berry, a wide receiver. Blake Nolan, the running back. Coach Pizzaka says that's really the core of their offense when it comes to scoring, and that offense off to a great start here in this game.
Well, 3 wide receivers to the top of the. I can't. We're not on television. Just doing it to the top of the field, and then up to 5 wide receiver set. Throw down the field, incomplete. A little too far for Tyler Barry. If that one's on target, that's another 6.
And like I said, Barry, one of those key guys in Pitzonka's offense. He's a 3-year starter for this team at wide receiver. And Kleitz and him like to link up on those long passes quite a bit. And, we've been here for a quarter and a half about now, and that's one of the longest plays we've seen Iroquois dial up so far. Nice to see them keeping their foot on the gas despite 4-score lead.
Kleitz played basketball, too. When I did an Iroquois game with Tom Prince earlier this year, he had a big decision to make, and he apparently wants to play both football and basketball in college. And having seen kids play one sport in college, that's tough. Handoff up the middle to Blake Nolan, gain of a yard or 2, and that'll bring up 3rd down. So Kleitz a terrific point guard for the Chiefs, and he's had a very strong quarter, little more than a quarter here. As a quarterback, he's thrown the ball extremely well tonight.
Got to be nice, to have the quarterback as your starting point guard. Those positions translate well to one another. The quarterback is often the point guard of a football team's offense and vice versa.
3rd down and 10 for Iroquois. Kleitz takes the snap, rolls to the right, throws tipped up in the air and intercepted, picked off by the Warriors, rolling down the sidelines and getting finally knocked out of bounds as Marquand Page for the Warriors. So the Warriors finally get a big play, and that's really the Chiefs' first big mistake of the night.
Yeah, and Jaden Dubar, number 7 for Cheektowaga, can't see him again because we're radio only, but senior defensive end for the Warriors, got in there, got his hands up and tipped that ball. And as Stu said, Page was just able to wrap his arms around it. And the great thing here for Cheektowaga is not only did they force a turnover and get the ball back, but they got themselves a very, very short field to get into the Iroquois end zone for the first time.
So it's 1st and 10 at the Iroquois 24-yard line. Huge play there. First time Iroquois has turned it over. Javon Jenkins at quarterback. The workhorse running back is Warburton. Then Jenkins looks to pass, and down he goes. He's sacked, brought down by number 71. Except I don't have a 71.
And you know what? That will happen from time to time. We get those a lot. There could be JV call-ups. There could be guys get different numbers for home and away uniforms, but we'll try and work on that during halftime maybe. If he makes more plays, we're going to get a 71 on the roster at some point. I can tell you that much.
Maybe I read the number wrong and it was 77. But it's 2nd and 12 from the 26 for Cheektowaga. Warriors trying to get on the scoreboard. Jenkins takes the snap, runs to the right, cuts back into the middle, takes a big hit, and is brought down after a short gain to about the 21-yard line where it will be 3rd down. So we got some of the yardage back, but they still have a ways to go to get that first down. And a big hole to climb, being down 25-0.
Yeah, and it's going to start with Javon Jenkins' play. It's often obvious to say that an offense's success is based off of how the quarterback plays, but head coach Mike Fata says that's really how it is with this Cheektowaga offense. It starts and ends with Javon Jenkins, and where he goes, the offense is going to follow, and it's clear right now, him and the entire group just off to a slow start this evening.
Jenkins takes the snap, hands it off to Warburton, who barrels forward but then gets shoved back. I do believe he's well short of the first down. We'll see where they spot the ball. They give him forward progress to about the 18 or 19-yard line. And that'll bring up, by my very unofficial count, 4th down as the down marker moves across the way.
And boy, Warburton is solidly built, Stu. 5'10", 225, and just a sophomore. There are college running backs that are that size. And man, for only a 10th grader, he is quite a solid runner. Definitely a tough body to bring down in the open field.
4th and 6 for Cheektowaga. Jenkins takes the snap, rolls to the right, looks to throw. He throws to the corner of the end zone, incomplete, and the Warriors will turn it over on downs.
And you obviously aren't going to question that play call, Stu. Down 4 scores already in the second quarter. You're deep in your opponent's territory, looking to get on the board. Obviously, you're going to want to keep this drive going on with a 4th down play. However, not sure that going for the end zone there was the best option. I mean, that was the best option that he had on the play, but all they needed was 6 yards. They didn't really need to dial up an immediate score right there. Could have gotten the easy short gain and then kept going. But, again, a nice stand for this Iroquois defense. Certainly get a little bit of momentum back there, keeping Cheektowaga out of the end zone.
So the Chiefs take over, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Kleitz will bring them back out. Nolan, the running back. Kleitz throws, caught over the middle. He tripped over the 41-yard line. Tyler Berry had room to run, and he's now down on the turf, unfortunately. He looked like he had a lot of room to run, John, and then maybe his toe got stuck in the turf, and down he went, and he's still down, unfortunately.
Yeah, it looked like for a moment he was grabbing his left leg, and it looks like that's what the trainer's working on. Again, hopefully he's all right. But Jalen Henlin of Cheektowaga, junior defensive back, did get a hand on his foot there after Barry made the catch, and that might have just been enough to trip him up there. But like you said, took an awkward fall around the 40, and luckily for Cheektowaga, he went down because Barry could have very easily taken that to the house. He had nothing but green grass in front of him after making the catch, but just got tripped up. It was a play just enough to stop him. So good break for Cheektowaga, and hopefully Iroquois catches a break that he's able to, be all right and stay in this game.
So it is a first down for Iroquois. Chiefs have the ball, 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line, and now the Warrior players huddled around Coach Mike Fata. And there's a good sight. Barry is up, walking a little gingerly, shaking his legs out. So hopefully he'll return to the game. He'll get a high five or a pat on the backside from quarterback Kleitz. And we'll get ready for the first down play.
And luckily for Iroquois, they've got a pretty sizable lead so far in this first half, and they've got a very solid running back in Blake Nolan, 3-year starter, 4-year player. He's been up since a freshman, so with their top receiver out, if they have to rely on the run game here, they certainly have a reliable guy to shoulder that load in Nolan.
So here's Kleitz in the shotgun, and he'll hand it off to Nolan. Nolan goes to the outside and gets about 3, 4, maybe 5 yards. Some good hard running there. And that'll bring up 2nd down. 2nd and 5 from the 45-yard line.
Yeah, Nolan made just nice little stop on a dime there just as he received the handoff from Kleitz. It looked like he was going to go up the left side of the field, but nice cut, went up to the right and turned it into a decent gain.
They called it a 4-yard gain, so it'll be 2nd and 6 from the 44. There's Kleitz. Throws to the near side. It is dropped. Incomplete. Off the hands of Tristan DeGrace. So an incomplete pass, and it'll bring up 3rd down, 3rd and 6. So Iroquois has not been stopped often today. They lead 25-0. And we're still in the second quarter with 4 minutes and 33 seconds to play. Stu Boyer along with John Simon. And again, we want to remind you we had some technical difficulties at the beginning of the broadcast, and we have no picture. Obviously, that's part of our technical difficulties. But John and I are here, and we'll bring you the rest of the game. We'll see if Cheektowaga can make a comeback. 3rd down. Kleitz takes the snap. Hands it off to Nolan, and he's going nowhere fast. Brought down by a host of Cheektowaga tacklers, and that'll bring up a 4th down.
Now, I'll tell you what, Stu. I know that we've got no picture on the screen tonight, just audio due to the technical difficulties. But what we're seeing, the backdrop of this, this stadium here is only a little bit brighter than the black screen that we have. I mean, with the sky, it's getting darker, but with the stormy weather day, I mean, this sky is dark, man. They got nice lights here at this nice facility at Cheektowaga, but it is dark out here tonight.
Thank you. I was just wondering about that. Is that because we have the lights on here in the booth? I don't know.
It could add a little to it.
Okay.
It definitely could, but it seems really dark out there despite it not being 8 o'clock yet.
The punt bounces at the 30. Clark fields it at the 20. Still on his feet now at the 30, and that's where he's going to go down. And it'll be 1st and 10 Cheektowaga after the return by Tariq Clark.
And that was a real nice return there from Clark. Made a nifty move to avoid the first tackler and then was able to split two Chiefs coming at him. It wasn't the biggest gain. He was only able to break away for another 5 yards or so. But, hey, with your team down 25, every little bit counts. And getting those extra 5 yards for your starting field position, they're going to take that.
1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line for the Warriors, trailing 25-0. Been all Iroquois in this one. The Iroquois Chiefs, just so you know, red pants, white shirts, white helmets with a stripe down the middle. And Cheektowaga, the maroon jerseys and gold pants with the gold helmets. Jenkins takes the snap, throws to the near side, caught and tackled immediately is Tariq Clark. Excuse me, that's Ja'Cory Haynes, I think.
I've always loved that Cheektowaga look, Stu. You know, that it's the Florida State, university football uniform to a T, but it's just such a clean look. And there's something about gold helmets. I've always liked gold helmets. It may be that, I'm a Sweet Home guy or a Sweet Home grad. I don't like Notre Dame, though. So, it balances out. But I am a fan of the gold helmets.
Now, there's a gain of yard on the play, so it's 2nd down and 9. Like St. Francis has the 49ers uniforms. Here's a pass. Mm-hmm. It's a short pass caught by Clark on the far side, and he's got no gain. And it'll be 3rd down. That may have been Haynes again. I'm sorry. But St. Francis, those are San Francisco 49ers uniforms. These are Florida State uniforms. And you really don't like gold helmets. So you don't like the Vegas.
No, I do. I say I do like the gold
helmets.
Oh, you
do, but not Notre Dame. But not
just
Notre
not
Dame.
Notre Dame. Yeah, it's a family thing.
Okay, yeah. My wife loves Notre Dame because her grandfather loved Notre Dame. 3rd and 11 now for Cheektowaga. Jenkins back to pass. He throws. It's caught on the near side and tackled short of the 1st down is Jaden Dubard. And that'll bring up 4th down for Cheektowaga. And more bad news for the Warriors. There's a holding penalty on the play. So I would imagine Iroquois will take that and back them up a little further.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the last thing you want to do is shoot yourself in the foot with a penalty, especially being down by such a significant amount just in the first half alone. And that's kind of, what hurt Cheektowaga in their first game. They did defeat Newport week 2, 15-7, but Coach Fadden, it did say he didn't think that the team played so well, and it was a lot of typical first game stuff, penalties, miscues here and there, but clearly some of that, rustiness from a long layoff has bled over into their second game.
Blake Nolan back deep to receive the punt, so Iroquois will get the ball back again. Cheektowaga, the punt will be launched from about their own 19-yard line. There's the snap, and the punter drops it. Hit by Iroquois. The Chiefs fall on the ball, and it's Iroquois ball. Jordan Benak, the punter, the snap was low. He picked it up, got hit, and tried to fall on the ball, but the Chiefs recover it. 1st and 10, Iroquois deep in Cheektowaga territory. 1st and 10 at the Cheektowaga 23-yard line. So the Chiefs offense, they're up 25-0, comes back out onto the field.
Yeah, what a great starting spot here for Iroquois to really, put another nail in the coffin before halftime.
Clyde's throws incomplete on the far side, intended for Nolan. That was a misfire by Clyde's.
And I think they were looking to, catch Cheektowaga off guard a little bit there. It looked like they were trying to quick snap him. Didn't look like everybody on the Warrior side was set.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10 for Iroquois.
Got a little under 2 minutes to play here till halftime.
So Kleitz, out of the shotgun, walks toward the line of scrimmage. There's a word or two for his center. Takes the snap, pitches it to Nolan. Nolan running on the far side. He's at the 20. He's at the 15, the 10, and finally brought down inside the 10-yard line and all the way down to about the 5-yard line, where it'll be 1st and goal for Iroquois. No flags on the play, so that run will stand. Nolan's having a big night, too.
And that was a nice job by Kleitz to get the ball out. That was a really well-drawn-up play by Iroquois. They knew exactly what they had to do there. Kleitz took the quick snap. Just as the pressure came, he got hit by the defensive end as soon as he pitched that ball over to Nolan, and he just found a big hole and set his team up for another score here. They're right at the 5.
1st and goal from the 5. 1 minute, 15 seconds left in the first quarter, in the first half. 25-0 Iroquois. Let's see what the Chiefs come up with here. Warriors could use a big, big stop. It's not been their half at all. Kleitz back to pass. Now he's going to run it. He's got some running room, and he is stopped short. Looked like he got stopped at about the 1 yard line. He was really close, but didn't quite get in there. It'll be 2nd down and goal.
Yeah, he extended his arm after going down and looked like he was able to get the ball past the plane there, but was just ruled down before doing so. But they definitely got time to punch it in here.
35 seconds and counting to go in the half. 2nd and goal for Iroquois. Kleitz takes the snap, throws, tipped up in the air, caught, and knocked down, incomplete. Looked like that was going to be tipped up in the air and caught, and then it got knocked down, and it's an incomplete pass. So it'll be 3rd and goal.
And I think that was McGoldrick, or no, it was Jonathan Boole, senior receiver for Iroquois, that just jumped up above the pack. For those that saw, I'd hate to bring it up, but the DeAndre Hopkins catch against the Bills earlier in the 2020 season, Bills-Arizona, it was very reminiscent of that. He just jumped up, got the ball first above everybody else's hands, but just couldn't come down with it.
And now nobody likes you anymore for bringing that up.
Yeah, well, no, but not many liked me before then, so it's fine.
Cheektowaga takes a timeout with 19 seconds to play in the first half.
And yeah, I mean, this is a good timeout for the Warriors, Stu. You know, they're down a couple of scores, but they have a chance to get a stop here, and that'll be a big momentum boost going into halftime at least.
And they could certainly use one of those.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, nothing has seemingly gone their way since we've gotten on. Really, they had a great starting field position, got stopped inside the 20 for Iroquois. They had a couple early turnovers. They could really use something to go their way before we go hit this midway break.
And to their credit, Iroquois was able to take advantage of those turnovers and turn them into points. The 2 fumbles, and one. It was a big hit on quarterback Jenkins as he tried to run away from trouble. He got whacked, and the ball came out, and Iroquois recovered, and they turned that into a touchdown. So here we go. 3rd down and goal from the 1 yard line for the Chiefs. And look how wide it's split way to the near side.
Oh, yeah.
This is an unusual formation. Current, the tight end, is. And there's the snap, and it looks like a quarterback sneak.
And I don't think he got there.
I don't think so either.
But, yeah, that was strange.
Stopped at the 1, a very unusual formation.
They had a receiver, since we can't show you, if you were watching the TV screen, the receiver would have quite literally been at the bottom of the screen within inches of the pylon at the quarter of the end zone. And now we get an Iroquois timeout.
Was that Tyler Barry? Is he back in the game? Was that him split down there?
I don't see him over on the sideline, but I don't think that he was over there. It might have been, I think it was Wilson Justice, number 26 for Iroquois, that was set up over there. They had him lined up on that far side.
Okay.
But, yeah, I haven't seen Barry come back yet. Tyler Barry took a hard fall just a few minutes ago after making a nice catch over the middle. The play did count, at least.
Well, there are 3 seconds left in the first half. It's 25-0 Iroquois. It's 4th and goal from the 1 yard line, and it looks like the Chiefs are going to take one last crack at punching it into the end zone. I mean, well, the interesting thing here is you're up 25-0. You could literally open your playbook and have some fun. Now, Jonathan Boole comes way out to the near side. They've got 3 wide receivers split to the near side. Kleitz in the backfield with Nolan. Lines up in the shotgun. Kleitz takes the snap, hands off to Nolan. And Iroquois says touchdown. Cheektowaga says he's stopped. And I haven't seen an official signal from anyone.
Yeah, me neither.
I think it's Cheektowaga ball. They stopped him. Cheektowaga ball. The Warriors with a goal line stand to end the first half.
You know, and it's funny, Stu. Just before the play, I was thinking to myself, I'm surprised that since Iroquois has been down close to the goal line, they haven't given the ball to their running back yet. They haven't given the ball to Nolan, their best piece on the offense so far tonight, other than maybe Kleitz. They finally do it on 4th down, but Cheektowaga comes up with that big stop. Huge momentum boost for the Warriors going into halftime here.
So Cheektowaga comes up with their biggest play of the half on the final play of the half. So at halftime, it's Iroquois 25, Cheektowaga nothing. John Simon and I will be back with the second half, audio only, after this short break.
WNYathletics.com is the premier high school sports website in Western New York, providing the best sports coverage of Section 6 and Monsignor Martin leagues. Check out our page for daily game recaps and late-breaking sports news. Our online scoreboards are updated in real time. Never miss a goal or touchdown. Visit WNYathletics.com today or follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube. Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs. WNYathletics.com is the premier high school sports website in Western New York, providing the best sports coverage of Section 6 and Monsignor Martin leagues. Check out our page for daily game recaps and late-breaking sports news. Our online scoreboards are updated in real time. Never miss a goal or touchdown. Visit WNYathletics.com today or follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere, covering the Bills, Sabres, Buttes, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
At Cairo First Wellness, your health and well-being is our passion. Let us take care of you and your family like one of our own.
Cairo First Wellness Center is dedicated to providing patients long-term relief and teaching them how to continue taking care of themselves. With a blend of different techniques, services, and personalized treatment plans, we'll help you find wellness in a way that's right for you. Between chiropractic care, spinal decompression, nutritional counseling, massage therapy, custom orthotics, and more, your relief is in our hands. If twisting, popping, and cracking intimidate you, our Pro Adjuster restores the same range of motion as a physical adjustment would with gentle, repeated tapping.
Dr. Mo at Cairo First has been taking care of my back needs for the past 4 years. His staff treats you like family. I've had the traction, I've had the massage done, and every time leave here feeling fresh and brand new.
Cairo First Wellness Center. Your health and well-being. Our passion.
Call 835-WOLF. Remember, you call on the wolf. That's all you had to say. Call today.
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? Or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do? Whatever motivates you, G&G Fitness Equipment is here to get you there. Treadmills, ellipticals, rowers, bikes, home gyms, and accessories. We'll pair you with the right equipment, teach you how to use it, and be there every step of your fitness journey. G&G Fitness. Your goal is our goal.
Are you in pain from a no-fault car accident? Don't wait. Call RES Physical Medicine and Rehab today and take advantage of our 24 to 48-hour appointment pledge. One of our medical professionals will see you within 48 hours. RES offers DXD imaging for a more accurate diagnosis in less time. This allows our doctors to coordinate the most effective treatment plan to get you on your way to recovery faster. Feel better with RES Physical Medicine and Rehab. Click or call today to learn more.
There's nothing better than owning the perfect house to come home to. You've earned it, and we'll make it happen. Our local real estate experts and in-house team of financial professionals make buying or selling your home simple. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs. WNYathletics.com is the premier high school sports website in Western New York, providing the best sports coverage of Section 6 and Monsignor Martin leagues. Check out our page for daily game recaps and late-breaking sports news. Our online scoreboards are updated in real time. Never miss a goal or touchdown. Visit WNYathletics.com today or follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere covering the Bills, Sabres, Buttes, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
When it's time to sell your home, start with a visit to howardhanna.com, ranked the #1 real estate site for sellers. A few clicks will show you the sales price you can expect for your home. We can get you the most money in the quickest amount of time because we know where the local buyers are and how to reach them. So if it's time to sell your home, visit howardhanna.com today, and we'll match you with a local Howard Hanna agent to sell your home fast.
At Cairo First Wellness, your health and well-being is our passion. Let us take care of you and your family like one of our own.
Cairo First Wellness Center is dedicated to providing patients long-term relief and teaching them how to continue taking care of themselves. With a blend of different techniques, services, and personalized treatment plans, we'll help you find wellness in a way that's right for you. Between chiropractic care, spinal decompression, nutritional counseling, massage therapy, custom orthotics, and more, your relief is in our hands. If twisting, popping, and cracking intimidate you, our Pro Adjuster restores the same range of motion as a physical adjustment would with gentle, repeated tapping.
Dr. Mo at Cairo First has been taking care of my back needs for the past 4 years. His staff treats you like family. I've had the traction, I've had the massage done, and every time leave here feeling fresh and brand new.
Cairo First Wellness Center. Your health and well-being. Our passion.
Call 835-WOLF. Remember, you calling the wolf, that's all you had to say. Call today.
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? Or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do? Whatever motivates you, G&G Fitness Equipment is here to get you there. Treadmills, ellipticals, rowers, bikes, home gyms, and accessories. We'll pair you with the right equipment, teach you how to use it, and be there every step of your fitness journey. G&G Fitness. Your goal is our goal.
Are you in pain from a no-fault car accident? Don't wait. Call RES Physical Medicine and Rehab today and take advantage of our 24 to 48-hour appointment pledge. One of our medical professionals will see you within 48 hours. RES offers DXD imaging for a more accurate diagnosis in less time. This allows our doctors to coordinate the most effective treatment plan to get you on your way to recovery faster. Feel better with RES Physical Medicine and Rehab. Click or call today to learn more.
There's nothing better than owning the perfect house to come home to. You've earned it, and we'll make it happen. Our local real estate experts and in-house team of financial professionals make buying or selling your home simple. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs. WNYathletics.com is the premier high school sports website in Western New York, providing the best sports coverage of Section 6 and Monsignor Martin leagues. Check out our page for daily game recaps and late-breaking sports news. Our online scoreboards are updated in real time. Never miss a goal or touchdown. Visit WNYathletics.com today or follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube. Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs. WNYathletics.com is the premier high school sports website in Western New York, providing the best sports coverage of Section 6 and Monsignor Martin leagues. Check out our page for daily game recaps and late-breaking sports news. Our online scoreboards are updated in real time. Never miss a goal or touchdown. Visit WNYathletics.com today or follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube.
Welcome back to Gerald J. Hickson Field at Cheektowaga High School. Stu Boyer along with John Simon as we begin the second half. Iroquois will get the ball to start the second half. They trail this one, or they lead this one 25-0. So Cheektowaga will kick off. Aiden Zimmerman will kick it off for Cheektowaga. Jonathan Boole and Blake Nolan are the deep men for Iroquois. And a good sight is Tyler Berry is back on the field for Iroquois. He's standing at about the Chiefs' 30-yard line, and there is the kick, and the second half is underway. It's bounced down the middle, picked up by one of the up men and taken back. I believe that's Crumpton, the tight end. Ryan Current, rather, picked up the ball and ran it out to the opposite side of the 50-yard line, or right out to about the 50-yard line.
And that was a real heads-up play by Current, Stu. I mean, that was I think, attempting to be not necessarily an onside kick, but a kick that would force Iroquois to either fall on it or, maybe possibly force a fumble. But that was a nice play by Kern. He picked it up and picked up another 10 yards or so out of that. He almost took that for a touchdown.
Yeah, if the last guy didn't get him, he was gone. 1st and 10 Iroquois at their own 49-yard line. Kleitz, who's had a good first half, actually a very good first half. Barry goes in motion. Kleitz back to pass. Rolls to the right, tucks it, gonna run it. Across the 50, down to the 45, and brought down at the Cheektowaga 45-yard line. Wonder if those schools who are interested in him to play basketball are enjoying seeing him play football and taking hits like that.
Well, he's an exciting guy to watch.
Yes,
and,
he is.
at least he's giving himself up there. He's sliding, not taking, a totally big hit there. But just to make a point, if you're just joining us, yes, this is audio only. We had some technical difficulties with our camera. So no video tonight. But Cheektowaga, Stu, they were stopped, or they'd made a stop at the end of the second quarter. That's huge with Iroquois getting the ball to start the second half here. Imagine if the Chiefs scored to go into halftime and then got the ball back again. Oh, that would have been a huge, huge hole for the Warriors.
Well, they're already down 25-0. 2nd down and 4. And we get whistles and looks like a delay of game penalty on Iroquois. And I'm sure that will not please head coach Rob Patsonka. When you're rolling along, the last thing coaches want to see are penalties.
Yeah, especially when, Cheektowaga's had the halftime break to regroup, get their minds back into it, just, settle things down a little bit and realize how they're going to attack trying to make a comeback in this game. And if you're Iroquois, like you said, you don't want to take any steps back. You want to keep moving that ball forward.
So the penalty makes it 2nd and 9 from the Cheektowaga 49-yard line. Kleitz, back to pass. We got whistles again and another flag, and that's again on Iroquois. So they'll back up a little bit further. Back-to-back penalties that time.
And this is just something that you definitely, again, don't want to see if you're Iroquois. Don't want to get sloppy despite having a somewhat comfortable lead here. But Pitsonk will be the first to tell you, Cheektowaga's got guys that can hit the home run play.
Well, here's Kleitz. Back to pass. He throws deep downfield. It is caught. And all the way down to the 15-yard line is Nolan. 1st and 10, Iroquois deep in Cheektowaga territory.
Speaking of the home run play, Cheektowaga's got guys that can do it. Well, so can Iroquois. We see Kleitz showing off his arm again there and connecting his receiver downfield for about a pickup of 30, 35 yards.
So it'll be 1st and 10, Iroquois at about the 15-yard line. Kleitz takes the snap, hands it off, and a very short gain to the far side by Nolan.
And I think that was Cameron Hawkins, junior linebacker for Cheektowaga, able to get the stop. He collided with Nolan, was able to make the tackle, but you could see how fast Nolan was running with the ball because as the defender, Hawkins, hit the ground, he spun around a few times. Just the momentum that Nolan ran into him with, made him spin while hitting the ground a couple times.
2nd and 9 from the 14-yard line. Kleitz back to pass. He's got time. Now he's flushed out and brought down, and a late flag comes in. So Kleitz is sacked all the way back to about the 23 or 24-yard line of Cheektowaga, and a flag comes out. Let's see what Paul Gagliardi has to say. It's the 3rd straight penalty of the half, and it's on Iroquois, and it's a holding penalty, so that'll back them up.
And that's a tough pill to swallow, taking a holding penalty on a play where he also gave up a sack. And in there for Cheektowaga first to make that play was Cameron Chandler, senior linebacker who Coach Fata says is one of the big pieces of this defense.
Well, John, the ball goes all the way back to the Cheektowaga 34-yard line. Now Kleitz throws, caught by Current, the tight end, and he'll be brought down just inside the 30-yard line.
And Current's had a pretty nice night so far for Iroquois, 3-year starter for the Chiefs. Pretty smart kid, too, 1470 SAT, Stu, 3rd in his class, and also a baseball player and wrestler. So very, very well-rounded young man, Mr. Curran is.
It's a lot higher than I got on the SAT.
Oh, you and me both.
I don't even remember what I got, but I know it wasn't that good. Third and 25. And here's Kleitz rolling to the left. He's going to tuck it and run it. Now he throws it. It's caught. What a move and what a play. First down and touchdown Iroquois. Great run after the catch.
And that was number 88, Noah Kedge, senior tight end, running out there with the ball like he's a running back, though, Stu.
Well, he made a great catch and move to get into the end zone, and that'll make it a 31-0 score in favor of the Chiefs. So despite the penalties, Iroquois able to drive it downfield and score. So the Chiefs continue the onslaught.
They're going to go for 2 here.
And Kleitz rolls to the left, stops, rolls to the right, throws back to the right. That's intercepted, and the 2-point try is no good. So Kleitz a little slow to get up, but now seems to be just fine. 8:32 to play, third quarter, 31-0 Iroquois. All Chiefs all night long.
And I just want to mention on that touchdown for Iroquois, once again, Cameron Chandler for Cheektowaga came bursting through the line of scrimmage with some speed, was about to lay a hit on Kleitz, but Blake Nolan, the senior running back, made a very nice block on the linebacker, bought Kleitz a little more time, used his legs, and then hit Kedge for the big gain. And Kedge is a 4-year starter, Stu. You know, he was pulled up as a freshman, and get this, you saw how he moved with the ball. He was intended to play tight end, but his first position on varsity out of necessity was offensive guard. So just imagine, you know, you're a freshman, you're coming up. I think, you know, Coach Pizzanca told me he came up to play against Pioneer in a playoff game. Out of necessity, the freshman had to play offensive line, but since he has grown into a very talented tight end for this Iroquois team.
So Kendall Mariacker will kick off for Iroquois. And Cheektowaga will look to get on the scoreboard here. The kick will be caught at about the 10-yard line. And coming to the near side is Clark, and he's knocked down, and the ball might have come out, but it did not. It'll stay with Cheektowaga, and it'll be 1st and 10 Warriors at about their own 28-yard line.
Clark took a big shot there on the kickoff return. Got a nice block, though, from Isaiah Sharp, another senior linebacker for Cheektowaga. Maybe bought them a couple extra yards.
So it's 1st and 10 at the Cheektowaga 31-yard line. Cheektowaga attacking the goal to our left, and the Chiefs defending that goal. Of course, Cheektowaga right behind the Walden Galleria Mall. Jenkins remains at quarterback. And he will be brought down in the backfield, but he hands it off, gets it over to Warburton, and he is tackled for no gain right at about the 30-yard line. Warburton is the workhorse running back for Cheektowaga. And he's had a workout tonight.
Yeah, and it was Charles Roberts, just one of the defenders for Iroquois, got a great jump right before the snap, just came in with some speed. And, you know, as Stu said, it looked like he got to Jenkins and brought him down, but he was able to get the ball away to Warburton just in time.
2nd and 11, loss of a yard on the play. Jenkins hands it off to Warburton, and he'll go up the middle for 2 or 3 yards. And it'll bring up 3rd down. Cheektowaga's had a tough night. 2 fumbles in the first half. Both led to touchdowns for Iroquois. The Warriors did get an interception that they were unable to turn into points, and they had a goal line stand at the end of the first half. And here in the second half, Iroquois has scored once to lead 31-0. And now it's 3rd down and 8 for the Warriors.
And the big thing here, Stu, is they just haven't gotten their run game going. That's one of the things Coach Fata said they didn't do too well against Newport and was hoping to improve on this week, but just haven't seen it yet.
3rd down and 8, and we get the officials waving their arms, and Cheektowaga takes a timeout. So apparently a miscommunication there, and they have to burn a timeout.
And you know what's interesting, Stu? I know we didn't, start this game on time when it started, from our broadcast, but we haven't mentioned yet. A lot of schools have gone through this, but not too many of them have matched up yet this year. But early in the season, these are 2 teams playing each other that both had to deal with Week 1 COVID pauses. Both of them had their first games of the season delayed or rescheduled. So both of them familiar with having to jump over a couple extra hurdles early here in this this pandemic season. Which is always interesting, because I was talking to both coaches about it, and just, the way that both of them got one practice in at the start of the season and then went on their 10-day pause the very next day. So, it's, you see resiliency from both these teams having to ride through that adversity this year, going on early pause after having to wait 15 months to play football.
And there have been some lopsided scores in games. And here's Jenkins. Back to pass. He throws on the far side. Incomplete. And it will be 4th down. Pass intended on the far side, I believe.
I think he was looking for Clark there.
That's what I thought, but I wasn't 100% certain.
Yeah, I think that's Clark on the far side of the field.
The 3 and the 5 can be difficult to differentiate on. So it'll be 4th down and 8 for Cheektowaga.
And that's definitely a play you want back. Clark was open there. Jenkins just couldn't get the throw to him.
And Nolan is back at the Iroquois 32-yard line awaiting this punt from Cheektowaga. Nolan's had a big game for Iroquois. High snap over the punter's head. He picks it up, starts to run with it, and he'll be brought down at about the Cheektowaga 5-yard line. So a special teams play blows up, and Iroquois takes advantage of it. I believe that was Aiden Zimmerman the punter for Cheektowaga, and he suddenly had to be much more than just a punter.
And that's just Iroquois taking advantage of another Cheektowaga error. Coach Pizzanka said that his team was going to have to play well in all 3 phases. They've gotten 31 points from the offense so far. Defense hasn't given anything up, and now special teams coming through big time as well.
Looks like it's 1st and goal from the 10-yard line or inside the 10, and there's the pitch to Nolan around the far side, still on his feet, and he can't quite turn the corner. Looks like he's inside the 5 down to about the 4-yard line where it'll be 2nd down and goal. And one thing that you should know is that in this COVID year, we have no official statistics in the broadcast booth because there's no one anywhere near us keeping statistics. So when we say we're just guessing that so-and-so has over 100 yards, just so everybody know. And Nolan has to be over 100 yards tonight.
Oh, yeah.
I would think. And we still have 6 minutes and 13 seconds to play, or 6:10 in the 3rd quarter. 2nd and goal for Iroquois. Kleitz pitches it to the near side. Nolan cuts it up and in, and there's a flag at the end of the play. They say touchdown, but there's a flag, so it looks like that one's coming back.
And that's the same pitch play we saw Iroquois run a little bit earlier in the 2nd quarter, which led to a Nolan touchdown.
So holding against Iroquois, and the Chiefs will back up. And instead of 2nd and goal from the 4, it'll be 2nd and goal from a whole lot further out. 2nd and goal from, looks like they spot the ball at the 17-yard line.
That's a nice break for Cheektowaga.
Well, and we'll see if the Warriors can do something with it.
Be surprised if we see Iroquois dial up a passing play here. Kleitz has shown off his arm a couple times tonight.
And he's been on target, too. Kleitz takes the snap, back to pass. He's got time. He throws to the near side. Pass is caught for a short gain by Barry, and it'll be 3rd and goal.
And that's just a nice play by Kleitz. A veteran move, not going for the long pass, just seeing what's available and picking up some yards, getting them closer to the end zone.
3rd and goal from the 12 for Iroquois, and we
got some movement on the line.
So let's see.
False
start, John.
Yeah, and it's against Iroquois. The first guy that I saw jump was Cheektowaga's Markeith Mingo, but must have been an offensive lineman from Iroquois that got him to move first.
So Iroquois has taken all the penalties in the second half, and they got to be up around 7 here in the second half.
Yeah.
Way too high. I'm sure Coach Pizzanka will address that. 3rd and goal from the 17 for the Chiefs. Here's Kleitz, back to pass, throws, caught on the far side, and brought down after a short gain is Nolan.
That's just a nice play by Kleitz. Saw the pressure coming in quick, saw Jaden Dubart, all 6'3", 300 pounds of him, and he was able to throw that ball in a nice window. We saw Dubard knock down a pass earlier that led it to an interception for Cheektowaga. He knocked into a teammate's hand, so nice job by Kleitz there to avoid the defensive end's arms.
Well, it's 4th and goal for Iroquois from the 14-yard line. They will not try to kick a field goal. They will go for it. Here's Kleitz. He throws. It's incomplete, high over the head of Nolan, and Cheektowaga will take over on down. So a good series there for the Warriors, and perhaps something that they can build on.
Yeah, they got some assistance from penalties there, but nothing to take away from them. That's all errors that Iroquois did to themselves, and Cheektowaga's just got to use that to their advantage, and they did. And down 31-0, still a little over 4.5 to go in this third quarter. Plenty of time for the Warriors to get something going here, but they're going to have to do it soon.
So this drive will start way back at their own 14-yard line. Cheektowaga has moved the ball in spurts, but they've shot themselves in the foot with mistakes. Fumbles. Here's Jenkins. Looks like he's going to keep it, and he's not going anywhere. No running room. That Iroquois front four that you were talking about previously comes through and makes the tackle. Maybe a gain of a yard, if that. And the scoreboard says no gain. It'll be 2nd and 10. So a strong showing by the Iroquois defense so far.
Yeah, and this is the key for the Chiefs. Pitsanka told me the big key going into the game was just respond well to adversity, ride the wave, just focus on the next play. And while they do have a comfortable 31-0 lead, they shouldn't be discouraged that the offense didn't finish its last drive. The defense has to get back out there and preserve the shutout, keep Cheektowaga, with its backs against the wall.
Jenkins takes the snap, hands it off, and I think that was Jenkins.
Yeah, I think he ended up having it.
Yeah, he had to keep it because they were in so fast. He's back inside the 5-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down. 3rd and a long way to go. They've got to get all the way out to the 25-yard line.
Yeah, they got a ways to go here. And once again, Charles Roberts, getting a nice jump off the line for Iroquois. I don't know how he's timing out Cheektowaga's snap count right, but he's getting a beautiful jump off the line on this, on this series and the last.
So 3rd, and they're calling it 19 for Cheektowaga. Jenkins takes the snap, low snap, looking to throw, rolls to the right, still on his feet. Now he throws. Incomplete, overthrown for Clark on the far side. And it'll be 4th down, and Cheektowaga will have to punt it away, and this time they'll punt from the back of their own end zone.
I'll tell you what, Stu, that is one of the best incomplete passes I've seen all season. And in a long time, Jenkins, as you said, it was a low snap. He handled it well, though, was able to escape the pressure, and on the run from his own end zone, got the ball to his open receiver around the 40-45, but Clark only listed at 5'7". If he was 6'1", 6'2", that very well could have been a completed pass and a beautiful play, but nothing going still for Cheektowaga here.
That was a great throw. So now Nolan is at about between the 40 and 45-yard line of Cheektowaga. There's the snap, and the punt is very short. It takes a Cheektowaga roll and gets all the way out to the 24-yard line, where Iroquois will have it 1st and 10. So a long, tough night for Cheektowaga continues. Stu Boyer along with John Simon at Cheektowaga. I want to remind everybody once again, we've had some major technical difficulties, so this game is a radio-only broadcast. And it's been all Iroquois. 2:49 to play in the third quarter, 31-0 Iroquois beating up on Cheektowaga. So it's 1st and 10 for Iroquois from the Cheektowaga 24-yard line. Kleitz back to pass. In trouble, and down he goes. The Warriors come up with a sack all the way back at about the 34-yard line. So Cheektowaga coming up with a big defensive play there.
Yeah, that's Jaden Dubard again. We've called his name a couple times. I mentioned his frame just a moment ago. 6'3", 300 pounds, and with the speed he moves at, I mean, he's the type of player that any coach would love to just throw in at defensive end.
So 2nd down. 2nd and 19 for the Chiefs. 2 minutes and 5 seconds to play in the third quarter. 31-0 Iroquois. The pitch to Nolan. He drops the ball, and Cheektowaga recovers. Looks like it was a bad pitch, or he couldn't handle the pitch, and Cheektowaga recovered the fumble.
Yeah, and that's the third or fourth time we've seen Iroquois run that pitch play, Stu. And like I said, it looks a little different than what a typical pitch would look like. It's almost more like Kleitz is throwing a chest pass to Nolan, like in basketball. It's still going backwards behind him a little bit, but it's almost like on that play, Nolan, I think, was right next to Kleitz. Like there was no backwards motion. He had to throw it right to his side, and it was just a little behind Nolan, but nice break for Cheektowaga. They forced a turnover, and they got the ball.
Cameron Chandler recovered the fumble. There's the snap to Jenkins. He's still got it, holding the ball like a loaf of bread, and he's brought down after a short gain to about the 42 or 43-yard line. Took a big wallop there.
Yeah, I was just about to say he's a little slow to get up, hobbling, favoring his left leg there. And, got to give him all the credit for playing with a lot of guts tonight, but I'm sure in a 31-0 game with nothing going for your offense, those shots, those hits hurt a little bit more as this game goes on.
And it might be April, but it's chilly outside.
Oh, it is.
It was 40 degrees at game time.
And, the rain's coming down more
you're
than
right.
it was earlier, and the wind's picked up.
I just noticed that. I just looked up, and oh, my God, it's pouring. Second down, Jenkins back to pass. He throws incomplete, intended on the near side for Ja'Cory Haynes. So it'll bring up third down, 3rd and 6 from the 42.
I'm surprised they haven't thrown Haynes way more often here. Bless you, Stu.
Thank you. Excuse me.
And I'm doing producing, coloring. I couldn't mute you in time. I'm so sorry. But
I got another one.
I was just going to say, bless you again. I'm surprised they haven't thrown Haynes way more. 6'3", 195. Just a great frame for a wide receiver. So just a little surprised Cheektowaga hasn't given him more looks tonight.
And here's Jenkins. Hands it off to Warburton on a delayed draw, and that goes nowhere. And the Chiefs saw that one coming and stop it, and that'll bring up 4th down, and Cheektowaga will have to punt it away again.
And you know what? All week, Pizanka told his guys, expect a physical game. Cheektowaga wants to shut down the run, force us to throw. Well, guess what? This is exactly what the Iroquois defense has done to Cheektowaga tonight. They've shut down their run game. They have forced Jenkins to beat them with his arm. And, with the weather and with the pressure that the defensive front has brought for the Chiefs, he just hasn't been able to do it. So great execution tonight by this Iroquois defense.
Jordan Benak will punt it away. It's high on the far side. It'll bounce, take a Cheektowaga roll, and it'll come to a rest at about the 38-yard line of the Warriors, where Cheektowaga will take over, or where Iroquois will take over. 1st and 10. The Chiefs lead this one 31-0. 16 seconds left in the third quarter. Iroquois scored once in the third quarter. They led 25-0 at halftime, and the Chiefs have had a bit of a problem with penalties that I'm sure Coach Pizanka is going to address. And when in a game that gets out of hand on the scoreboard, you don't want to see that. You want to keep things smooth. 1st and 10, Kleitz hands it off to Nolan, and he gets a yard maybe, and that most likely will be the final play of the third quarter.
For what it's worth, though, Stu, you mentioned the penalties for Iroquois. Silver line the Chiefs can take away from this. They still beat Cheektowaga in the third quarter, despite taking those penalties.
Yeah, that's a very good point. So that's the end of the third quarter. At the end of 3 quarters, it's Iroquois 31, Cheektowaga nothing. John Simon and I will be back with the fourth quarter after this short break.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
Welcome back to Cheektowaga High School. Stu Boyer and John Simon. Iroquois leading this one 31-0 as we get set for the fourth quarter. John, you got some scores from Denny Searle that you'd like to pass on.
Yes, sir. So looking out in AA action, Orchard Park 7-0 lead over Niagara Falls. In Class B, Medina 40-0 lead over Cleve Hill. Actually, that's Class C, excuse me.
You might be able to scroll down a little further because I think Denny updated them.
Here we go. Yeah, I'm reading the old scores. We'll get back to the scores in a second. Fourth quarter about to start here.
I gave John my phone because that's not his fault. That's mine. Here's Clyde's back to pass. He throws off the fingers of Bering and incomplete, and it'll be second down.
So at halftime, Orchard Park extended their lead to 21-0 over Niagara Falls. Iroquois, 25-0 lead over Cheektowaga. As we said, that was this score. Jamestown, 18-6 lead over Kenmore West at half. Olean, they are up over Depew, 28-14 at half. And Clarence is on top of Frontier, 21-0.
Well, Jamestown and Kenmore West, it sounds like a really good game. I was at Jamestown last weekend with Tom Prince, and they just rolled over Grand Island. What a powerhouse. And there's a handoff to Nolan, and he's wrapped up in the backfield for a loss. Big play there for Cheektowaga, and it'll bring up fourth down.
Yeah, quick series there for Iroquois with just the one play at the end of the third quarter. But as you were mentioning, big A1 matchup between Jamestown and Kenmore West. That could very well decide the number one seed in Class A, especially from that A1 side. Jamestown so far looking like the favorites over there. I think there's a lot of AA teams this year, Stu, that are happy they got bumped down.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
There's a lot of other A schools that are pretty mad that they got bumped down.
That is true, too. Well said. And Iroquois will punt it away.
Ooh.
Punt bounces at the 30, goes over Clark's head, rolling back toward the end zone, and Iroquois is going to down it at the 5-yard line. So Clark decided not to try to get his hands on that one, and he got burned by the bounce. A great punt all the way from, his own 20-yard line all the way down to the 5?
Yeah, that was Tristan DeGrace. Just got a great boot on it. Wasn't the highest punt you'll ever see. It wasn't the prettiest looking, but it did the job. And Clark, like you said, had the good idea of letting that ball bounce. Certainly looked like it could make it back to the Warrior end zone, but just takes a nice bounce for Iroquois. And, I mean, this is just a tough spot to be in if you're the Warriors now.
31-0 Iroquois, 11:06 to play in the fourth quarter. First and 10 for Cheektowaga about at their own 6-yard line. So the Warriors looking to get some offense. Iroquois has done almost everything tonight, but haven't had a defensive touchdown yet. There's Jenkins, and he'll hand it off, and going up the middle is Warburton. That's a good hard run, and that's about a 6-yard gain, where it'll be second down.
You know, just talking about earlier how both these teams had to deal with a 10-day COVID pause very early in the season. Not surprised that Iroquois, the more senior-heavy team, the team with a lot of veterans, guys with more experience than Cheektowaga, has bounced back from that pause quicker. They played a good first game. Unlike Cheektowaga, they kind of struggled despite getting the win over Newport. So not surprising to see the team with a little bit more upperclassmen leadership playing better early in the season here.
Second down and 2, and they'll hand it off to Warburton, and he's got a couple of yards before he gets shoved back. You really need to gang tackle him, and they did. I think he's got the first down. Looked like a first down, and there go the chains on the far side of the field. So it is a first down for Warburton.
And this is what I was saying before, Stu. This is something that Cheektowaga was able to get going in the first quarter, just feeding Warburton, their big running back, who, as you just noted, very difficult to bring down unless you get multiple guys to the ball. That would have gotten their offense comfortable and in a rhythm, and I think that we could have seen a very different football game if this is just how they looked from the start.
And we couldn't show it to you, but
yes.
They did try to run it the first couple of series, and the Chiefs were able to stop it.
Mm-hmm.
First and 10, and then the ball bounces on the turf, but the quarterback picks it up and hands it off to Warburton again, and he's got and he's still moving the pile. Gets it beyond the 30-yard line. I thought he was stopped, and then I looked again, and that pile was moving, and Warburton was carrying people on his back for another first down.
And now he's coming off the field. He might need a breather, and this run might be coming back. We had a flag thrown around the 10-yard line. And it looks like this is going to move back for Cheektowaga. Another tough break for the Warriors.
And that's really unfortunate because Warburton with some real hard running there. He carried tacklers up beyond the 30-yard line.
And, and this is the point in the game where if you're Cheektowaga, you kind of have the sense that a win is out of reach, but you want to build momentum. You want to still improve on things throughout the game. You're never going to get game speed anywhere else than an actual game, despite what the score is. So there's still things that they can work on, improve on, and you want to build momentum, and taking that penalty after a nice run certainly won't help.
And there's a handoff to Clark, and Clark will gain 3 or 4 yards. He's out close to the 20-yard line. But that penalty really hurt him, put him back inside the 20. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 15. 2nd and 15 from the 14-yard line for Cheektowaga. Warriors trail this one 31-0. Been a long night for Cheektowaga. It's been all Iroquois, as the score indicates. And Jenkins will keep it himself. He'll go straight up the middle, get maybe 2 yards, and that will bring up 3rd down. So the Warriors' offense just unable to get untracked. As John has mentioned several times, the Iroquois front is big and experienced and tough.
Mm-hmm. And, the other thing that Cheektowaga had an issue with in week 1 defensively was they didn't give up a lot of points, just 7 to Newport, but they had a tough time getting the Lancers off the field, and that's another thing that they had difficulty tonight against the Iroquois.
Well, the second half has been better. Here's Jenkins to pass, and he's under pressure, and he's sacked.
Ooh, and I hope he's all right. That was not a dirty shot by any means, but just a tackle around the legs, the knee area. Those are always iffy, but it looks like Jenkins is getting up all right.
Looked like he got him in the back of the leg.
Yeah.
Came from behind and maybe stuck the helmet in the back of the leg. Believe that was Kevin Harris coming from the cornerback position.
Yeah, that's just a nice play. Able to get in on the quarterback there, bring him down for a big loss, and now this is just going to be another long 4th down and punt for Cheektowaga.
And they're punting from their own end zone again. Nolan's back at the 45-yard line, and that punt, he just barely got it away. It's a high punt. It'll bounce at about the 30 and go out of bounds at the 31 or 32-yard line, where Iroquois will take over 1st and 10.
So just looking ahead for these two sides, if the results stand, Iroquois will improve to 2-0, and they'll still have 2 games left on their schedule. They play at Newport on Friday, April 23rd, and then they'll wrap up their season at home on the 30th against East Aurora Holland.
So 1st and 10 Iroquois. They lead 31-0, 7:13 to play here in the 4th quarter. Still raining, maybe not quite as hard as it was previously. Kleitz awaits the snap in the shotgun. He throws and almost intercepted, intended for Barry, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And it was almost intercepted and almost caught, but a good defensive play to strip the Clark, I believe, knocked the ball away.
Yeah, I think the pass was just a little behind Barry, and it was in front of Clark, so both of them got hands on the ball. It was really just a matter of who came away with it. And it looked like Clark landed on it for a second, but it ended up falling incomplete to Iroquois' benefit.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10. And the ball probably a little bit more slippery than it was earlier. It's been raining. There's the handoff to Nolan, and he breaks one tackle, gets across the 30, and is shoved out of bounds inside the 25-yard line where, let's see if he got the 1st down. There's a flag on the play. Holding. See which way it goes. We see the referee with the holding signal, and he points toward Iroquois. Another penalty for the Chiefs here in the second half, and that play is coming back, and they'll redo 2nd down, but from a longer distance.
Well, at least for Coach Pizzanka, he knows that there's one thing to work on in practice this coming week. They played a great game tonight, still pitching a shutout, looking to get their 2nd shutout in a row to start this season, Iroquois is, and they've put up certainly a lot more points than they did in week 1, but got to work on discipline and taking penalties, or avoiding taking penalties, I should say.
2nd down and 18 from the 40-yard line for the Chiefs. And the Chiefs are way offside on the far side. Looked like Barry jumped He was gone long before the ball was close to being snapped, and that's a false start on Iroquois. So it'll be second down and 23 from the 45-yard line of Cheektowaga. So just unfortunately for Barry, he was waiting for Kleitz to get the snap, and he took a couple of steps forward and then realized he was in no man's land. So second down and 23 from the 45. Here's Kleitz. Under some pressure, gets a good block from Nolan, completes the pass on the far side to Barry, who stays on his feet and is finally shoved out of bounds at about the 47-yard line. So they'll get some of the yardage back, but still have a long way to go on third down. Nice block there by Blake Nolan to give his quarterback an extra few seconds to complete the pass.
And I'm surprised how easy Cheektowaga made things for Iroquois there. I know that Coach Fata told me they've had some injuries in their secondary to start this season. It's kind of a weakened group. In fact, he told me, ironically, to start the season, his defensive backs was the group he was going to lean on this year. And now after one game, it's kind of a weak point for them with those injuries.
Here's Kleitz. He throws, caught, and brought down with a gain inside the 30 is the tight end, Noah Kedge. So they're still short of a first down. And this will be fourth down, and they need about, let's see, this ball spotted at the 29-yard line, and they've got to get to about the 22-yard line. So we'll call it 4th and 8.
I don't think there's a ton of pressure on Iroquois to get this first down here. The worst that happens is it's turnover on downs, and you give Cheektowaga a long field again. And, again, this defense for Iroquois has just, been incredible tonight. I don't think they'd mind giving them a 70-yard cushion.
And they just can work the clock. But Kleitz is going to throw deep on the far side. Oh, and the wide receiver gets knocked down. Let's see, is there a flag there? No flag on the play. Clearly that looked like pass interference. But now it looks like the officials want to go home too. That was clearly pass interference.
Yeah, he was looking for Barry again, and I don't remember who was on the coverage out there. Couldn't see the number for Cheektowaga, but there was some contact as the ball was coming in. Now, granted, it's wet out there. Could have, maybe been a little bit of slippage, losing a feet. But yeah, from our angle, which is very far away, it certainly looked like there was some contact there. But you know what? It's not going to hurt Iroquois too much here. 5:46 to go, 31-0 lead, 70 yards to go for Cheektowaga. Chiefs are in a comfortable spot.
Yeah, that's well said. So Jenkins awaits the snap. Maybe Iroquois would have liked to take a little more time off the clock, but and there's the handoff to Warburton, and he takes a big shot at the 30-yard line. Big hit there. Now, if that's number 33, it says Charles Roberts, but
Yeah.
I was told he was scratched before the game, so unless something else happened.
Maybe there was a jersey swap or deal here.
Yeah,
Who knows?
Could be. It looked like 33, or maybe that was, you know what? I think that was Ryan Current, 37.
Whoever it was, whoever is wearing the 33 jersey, because there is a 33 out there, and it's not Charles Roberts, they are a very good friend for padding his stats today.
And that was a big, big hit. 5 minutes left. 2nd and 9 from the 31-yard line for Cheektowaga. And there's a handoff to Clark on the far side. He gets a little bit of running room out to about the 35-yard line before he's brought down, and it'll be 3rd down for the Warriors.
Mentioned a moment ago, Iroquois' remaining schedule. We'll look at the games upcoming for Cheektowaga. They'll be back in action on Tuesday, April 20th against Burgard. That's going to be a rescheduled game from Friday, April 2nd. Then they'll play against Pioneer on Friday, April 23rd, before wrapping up the season on April 30th against Maryvale.
So 3rd down for Cheektowaga, 3rd and 5. And there's the handoff, and there is literally nowhere to run. And it'll be 4th down for Cheektowaga. No running room whatsoever. And I believe that was Jenkins who wound up carrying the ball that time, but really wouldn't have mattered who had it. No one was going anywhere. And those who did have the ball paid a price.
And I know we've given the Iroquois defense a ton of credit tonight, ton of praise, all well-deserved, of course. But I just can't believe how much they've stayed in it. You know, you expect some teams to kind of ease up a little bit with the comfortable lead, take their foot off the gas, but no, they have stayed aggressive and, if not amped it up a few notches as the game's gone on here.
They want that shutout. Cheektowaga will go for it. Jenkins throws and incomplete on the far side, and Iroquois will get the ball back with 3 minutes and 33 seconds left in the fourth quarter, and the Chiefs leading 31-0. Although, a little bit of a bright spot, Iroquois has scored only 6 points in the entire second half.
Right, yeah. It's been a much better second half for Cheektowaga. They cut down on the turnovers, the mistakes. It's just come down to can't get the run game going, and the offense just hasn't found a rhythm. But they'll have a lot to go back and look at. And this is a young team, like Coach Fata said, but he does say he absolutely loves this group. They're a high-character group of guys as we get an Iroquois timeout. But, you know, despite a 6-2 finish last year, Stu, it wasn't the best season for Cheektowaga. They're just, you know, off-the-field stuff just kind of lingered on them throughout the entire year. And at the end of the season, Fata said, you know, it left a bad taste in their mouth. A 6-2 finish, first-round playoff exit, and after waiting 15 months to get back on the field, you know, it's a different group, but he's excited with these guys. And while they're going to be off to an 0-2 start, it's a high-character group. He says they're the group of guys that make you want to keep coaching. So I think he's going to, you know, get them to buy in here. And I'm sure we'll see this Cheektowaga team improve. There's a reason why this program has been so good over the last 10, 15 years here in Western New York. This coaching staff is going to get this group turned around here because we've seen it. They've got the talent.
Yeah, and they've had some great teams out here, too. And Iroquois came oh so close to winning a state championship when Frank Payne was the head coach. In fact, I happened to shoot that game at the Carrier Dome. And Iroquois had scored a touchdown that should have just been about the backbreaker.
Mm-hmm.
And about 30 seconds later, this flag comes flying out of nowhere, and they called a holding penalty on Iroquois. Took away the touchdown, and the other team, and I don't remember who it was, rallied to win the game and the state title. So Iroquois had a good run of success, too. So 1st and 10 from the 35 for the Chiefs. And there's a botched play in the backfield as Kleitz hands it off to Nolan, and I don't think either player was sure what the play call was there.
Yeah, just a miscue. Still are going to get those early in the season.
And a loss of about a yard or two to bring up 2nd down. And it'll be back at the 37-yard line, 2nd down and 12. And now Iroquois will no doubt, as we come up on 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter with the Chiefs leading 31-0, the Chiefs will be taking their time before they snap the ball, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the Kleitz, and he will hand it off to Nolan, and Nolan will get maybe a yard back, and it'll be 3rd down.
And I mentioned Cheektowaga's 2019 season 6-2 finish. That was also Iroquois' final record, and they lost to Maritime Health Sciences in the playoffs, the team that evidently won the Class B sectional championship last year. So this is an Iroquois team that, you know, is riding off of you know, a lot of success in 2019 on you know, the verge of getting a 2-0 start here now.
3rd down. Kleitz awaiting the snap. High snap, pulls it down, hands it off to Nolan. Nolan breaks a couple of tackles, and he's all the way down inside the 25-yard line, and it looks like he's got a 1st down. Great run there by Blake Nolan.
Yeah, just enough to move the sticks there for Iroquois. Add that to the list of great runs we've seen from number 10 in white tonight.
So we're under the 2-minute mark here, 1:50 and counting, 1:49, etc. It'll be 1st and 10 Iroquois as the Chiefs look to run out the clock on their 2nd victory of the season. Been a long night for the Cheektowaga Warriors, the home team. Kleitz will pitch it to Nolan, going around the far side, and there's nowhere to run. He's thrown for a loss. So the Cheektowaga defense with another big play there, and that'll make it 2nd down and about 13 or 14 all the way back. The 6-yard loss takes it all the way back to the 29-yard line. We're coming up on the final minute of play in the fourth quarter.
And Stu, the last time these two teams met before tonight was right here at Cheektowaga back in 2018. It was a 39-0 victory for the Warriors. So imagine how Coach Pizanka and his group feels just having that turnaround in a 2-3 year span.
Kleitz will take the snap and he'll hand it off to Nolan, who is stood up by the defense and shoved back. He wouldn't go down. He got shoved. He shoved all the way back to the 40-yard line, but I'm pretty sure his forward progress was stopped long before that. They'll spot the ball at about the Cheektowaga 33-yard line. And we've got 23 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. An injured Cheektowaga player at the 37-yard line just laid down there. Oh, and that is number 47, Cameron Chandler, who's had a strong game in the loss for the Warriors. And hopefully he'll be okay. 16 seconds exactly remaining on the clock.
Yeah, and Chandler, one of the key linebackers, really one of the key defensive players for this Cheektowaga team. And he was just in there on that last tackle when they were able to stuff Nolan for the loss of yards. And I'm not sure how he got hurt, but it looked like when he came up from that, the scrum and was coming towards the Cheektowaga sideline, he was holding his left hand. So I don't know if he rolled over it or if it twisted awkwardly or if it got stepped on or what, but it looked like his left hand or, forearm area was in a lot of pain.
Well, he's gingerly walking off the field, and hopefully he's okay. Most likely this will be the final play of the game. And he gets a pat on the shoulder pads from a number of teammates on the sidelines. Jenkins, Warburton, and the other young men he walked by. And Paul Gagliardi says, "Start the clock."
Yeah, he only got hurt on that play because he's still giving 100% effort, in the last minute of a 31-0 game. So can only give credit and props to Mr. Chandler for that.
So Iroquois will not get this playoff, and the game will come to an end. Iroquois with a big 31-0 win over Cheektowaga. John, all Iroquois tonight.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we want to apologize to all of our viewers / listeners tonight for not bringing you the game in its entirety. Sometimes technical difficulties happen, but we got the majority of the game in for you guys, and we want to thank everyone who tuned in tonight, for the portion that we brought you. But huge win for Iroquois now, 2-0. They're right at the top of the B1 division, and they've put themselves in a good spot now with 2 games left on their schedule. And I don't know if they're going to reschedule Iroquois' first game of the year that was against Albion that got canceled due to COVID. If they reschedule that, they'll have a 3rd game to play still. But like I said, at 2-0 in the shortened season, Chiefs are in a great spot to make a nice playoff push.
Do you have a game that you're doing tomorrow?
I am actually off for the weekend, sir. But Monday night, I found out earlier today, this game just got put together, I think, either earlier today or earlier yesterday. But it'll be a big private versus public school matchup at St. Francis. The Frannies hosting Maritime Health Sciences from Class B. It should be a fun one.
Oh, yes, indeed. Canisius has white uniforms with numerals that are very difficult to see, at least during a night game. But they are really nice uniforms. Tomorrow, I'm not sure how many games we have. Usually we have 3 or 4. I will be at Lackawanna as they host Eden. So once again, as John said, we'll apologize for our technical difficulties. We hope you enjoyed the radio version of tonight's game. And once again, I want to remind everybody the final score, Iroquois 31, Cheektowaga 0. For John Simon, I'm Stu Boyer. Have a good night, everybody.